Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Big Boy Trev. I'm Big Boy Trev and today we have something amazing, courtesy of Proton, introducing to you the Proton X70 crossover for the first time in Kenya. But first things first, let's check out the highlight of today's show. This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, we go all the way to Malaysia to review the Proton X70 SUV. We analyze its cabin comfort, innovative technologies, engine performance, fuel efficiency, and of course, give its value for money proposition against its rivals, the Renault Koleos and the Hyundai Tucson. Catch this and much more only on Cars with Big Boy Trev every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on KTN Home. Software buyers are the hardest to please. They want style, performance, comfort, economy, all in one package. And as you know, the global trends dictate that crossovers and SUVs will account for 50% of total vehicle sales globally by 2025. And you have the legacy brands such as Toyota with the RAV4, the Nissan X-Trail, and of course, the Honda CR-V leading the way in as far as building crossovers and SUVs are concerned. But there's a new breed that is coming into the market, and this is arguably one of the best things that have happened to this market because they bring style, functionality, and of course, they target the younger generation. Introducing to you the Proton X70. Remember the Proton? The saga that everybody loved? Compact, stylish, affordable. Now, Proton have this particular product just to stir up the emotions on the crossover segment. So where do we start? We start by taking a look on the design phase of this particular vehicle, and as you can see, my oh my, it looks amazing. This is a Proton, and as you can see, a lot of bulge and aggressive looks just to complement the styling cues of a young, modern family. Let's take a look at the grille, the honeycomb grille like this, with the emblem, the Proton. This is the Asian tiger meeting the African savanna. I can tell you, the mix is just about amazing. Again, the chrome design, just to give this car that je ne sais quoi we keep on talking about on Cars with Big Boy Trev. And of course, the rectangular headlamps just to complement the look. And we have signature daytime running lights that come across like this. So when you see the Proton saga during the day, you know it's got presence. Now, the bumper, again, very sharp edges, giving it that modern look, that stylish feel. As you can see, the lower lip, again, denoting that it has some bit of performance just to complement the whole design. And of course, what they've done, they've accented the bumper with different tones. So you have this color coded and then it's dark just to give this car, again, je ne sais quoi that we keep on talking about on Cars with Big Boy Trev. What more can you expect? Let's move to the side and have a look at the side profile of the X70. Now moving over to the side, now this is where matters become very interesting because traditional crossovers have a distinct look. But what Proton have done is just to ensure that the Proton X70 has its own unique character. We start with the fender, bulging, again denoting performance. Looks like a bulldog, you know, it's tough, it's butch, and it's got presence. Again, you do have this plastic cladding that runs across the fender all the way to the door seal, all the way to the back, again denoting that this car can do a little bit of off-roading, as you may say. The design typical as well. We have flowing lines, again, symmetry. From the fender that flows all the way to the lower hip line, crossing all the way to the back, form over functionality, very important. Design, like I said earlier, is one of the key things that many people look at when they're buying a crossover, and the Proton X70 has nailed it. How do you make this product premium? Add chrome, plenty of chrome. So door seals, chrome again, all around, and of course at the lower seal again, showing that this product is not just cheap. It's not affordable, but it's got some class, some je ne sais quoi that we keep on talking about on Cars with Big Boy Trev. Now the Proton X70 on this premium edition trim comes with 19-inch cut alloys. And to top it up, it comes with a very serious rubber, the Continental 19 by 55 by 255 rubbers, which comes as standard in this particular X70. Now let's move to the back and have a look at the design phase at the back end. What does it remind you? It looks sort of like a German brand that has a horse emblem. And I can tell you, from the design of the quadratic tail lamps, again, you can see some resemblance of a Porsche Cayenne / Macan. And again, it does justice to the design because it means they were inspired to be premium. That's why the name Proton is there. Even if you look at the name Proton, the spacing, it's very similar to that brand. I mean, they are trying to create an impression, and certainly it has made a good impression to me and of course definitely to you. What do you think? Send us your thoughts as seen on the social media handles. Now let's take a look at the lower part of the bumper. And as you can see, From the design phase, again, color coded just to correspond with the front. And as you can see, they've got two tail lamps denoting presence and performance. We're going to find out if that 1.5 liter turbo with 175 horsepower denotes the design phase of this particular Proton X70. But the question still remains, how good is the cabin? Does it have good cabin quality? Is it practical enough? Can it fit your family? Let's jump in and have a look at the cabin of the X70. So you've seen from the walk around the design language of the Proton X70. It's butch, it's got that amazing presence that you probably find on an East Asian type of brand. But the question still remains, how good is the cabin? Can it compete with the likes of the Toyota RAV4, the Nissan X-Trail, or the Honda CR-V? And one way to find out, let's step inside and have a look at the cabin of the Proton X70. And I can tell you for a fact, from where I'm sitting, plenty of space. They have designed this particular vehicle with space in mind, because this is a crossover and the name of the game is practicality, and space comes up number one. Now, if you look, the dashboard is placed far away from the driver and passenger to create an illusion of space. Again, that is something that I've done. That's a plus, number one. Number two, the dashboard, the quality. On top, you have soft touch plastic and even have stitching on it. Again, just denotes that this particular vehicle was actually well thought after. Now, the highlight of this center console is this quadratic style multimedia information system that actually houses the following: a crazy infotainment system that is actually powered by Kenwood. If you know Kenwood, they make amazing sound. So this Proton X70 has close to 8 speakers, clarity across the cabin. Everywhere you go, concert-like sound, crisp sound, courtesy of the X70. And of course, you do have the climate control settings as well. You have vehicle dynamics, so you can actually control the different settings of the vehicle. And of course, this being an Android-powered infotainment system, you're able actually to screen, mirror, and actually use your Android tablet or phone. Or if you're an Apple person, you can use your iPhone to actually sync with the infotainment system and you're able to, play music, stream music using Bluetooth. And of course, it has 4G connectivity and a Wi-Fi slot. So the occupants of this particular vehicle are able to connect this car and actually use the internet as they drive along. Because remember, the Proton X70 is a young digital brand and it's targeting the young modern family who are Wi-Fi crazy. You cannot go anywhere without Wi-Fi. So you can imagine the quality and the infotainment specs on this particular vehicle. So moving over to the back seat, and it reveals the amount of space in the X70. I can tell you, it is unrivaling. I think it's even class leading. The amount of space in the X70 is just but amazing. As you can see, legroom is fantastic. Headroom is good despite it having a full moon roof. As you can see, it's extractable all the way to the back, so everybody can get the light. You know what I mean? And the seating arrangement is very comfortable. Even the transmission tunnel is very low. So because this is front wheel drive, there is actually very minimal protrusion. So even the passenger is going to sit in the middle actually has plenty of space. So it's very comfortable for 3 people, as you can see. If you're sitting 2 people, then you can extract the armrest to reveal, guess what? Again, space. 2 cup holders are standard as well, and you're able to relax. Imagine just driving to Kisumu, Mombasa like this, chilling, Headrest functionality, amazing stuff, courtesy of the X70. It's very comfortable on the road, and I can tell you, they've really thought about even the sitting posture. It's not like a bench. Some feel like this, but this one is relaxing. It's settling. You can enjoy the ride, and of course, we're going to show you how good it is on the road later on. But again, functionality is the name of the game. That's why we have plenty of things right here. Now, one thing I like about the X70 is the AC, the climate control that actually even works at the back. So this particular vehicle has HEPA filters. For those who do not know HEPA filters, in this time of the COVID-19 pandemic, HEPA filters are used to extract and remove all microbes, including viruses, fungi, up to 99% from getting into the cabin. So it filters the air so that you and your family are safe while in the X70. How good is that? They thought ahead of time, and of course HEPA filters also found in aircraft. So imagine riding in this particular vehicle even during the pandemic. It is safe for you. So HEPA filters, again, classical thinking, forward thinking courtesy of Proton. Now for those who are wondering, how will I charge my device while on the road? Well, you have 2 fast charge USB ports that are supplied courtesy of Proton X70. You're able to charge your devices, tablet, your phone, you name it, you're able to charge the devices very fast. And of course, if you have a tablet, you can actually have secure them right here on this aircraft style pocket that allows you to fit snugly your device quite easily and doesn't rock around to create that unnecessary noise. Again, one thing I do love functionality, again, the seats, as I mentioned earlier, you can actually adjust the front seat using this provided switch. So from here, you're able to adjust the sitting position of the seats. So it shows that they thought about the functionality. So imagine if you have a mheshimiwa and they want plenty of space. So you don't need to, toggle along, go up front, pull the seat. No. Not in the X70. The X70, you just toggle the switch forward and it moves forward. So it takes plenty of leg room for the mheshimiwa. So it's a dual sort of vehicle that can fit both business and lifestyle, and that is something that everybody is looking for. Now the seats, again, comfortable at the back. You have isofix anchors right here, as you can see, so that you can fit your child seats. Remember, the back is where safety is very important. Make sure that you use a child seat, a proper child seat with seat anchors, so that your baby is protected in case of an accident. This is the best place to put your baby. Please do not put them in front, because the airbag can injure or even kill babies. So make sure that you use the provided isofix slots that are on this system. There are two. So you can actually put 2 seats if you have twins. I mean, again, this is a practical family car. Now the seats actually split 60-40. So if you have larger items, you're able to toggle down the seats, and we're going to show you later. You can actually put the seat down to reveal more space. And if you need even further space, the seats can lie flat, just to give you no room to carry large objects, maybe a fridge or something, a wardrobe, a mini wardrobe, and many things like that. So again, practicality is the name of the game. As you can see, it's got 3-pointed ELR safety belts, even from the top, from the roof, for the middle passengers, so that everybody is protected while in the cabin of the X70. Not forgetting curtain airbags that run across. Again, safety with the 5-star safety rating of the X70. I can tell you, this vehicle gives you absolute value for money. Now, moving over to the back, the power tailgate reveals close to 580 liters of boot space. You can fit close to 5 large air-style suitcases right here, or in Kenyan terms, like 3 gunias of potatoes, nyanyas, or anything that you want to carry if you stop on the road. And of course, you're able to secure them using the tie-down hook. And of course, right here on the floor, you do have space that actually reveals when you open it. Plenty of space. You have a space saver, and of course, on top of it, you have a Kenwood subwoofer to top it up. I can tell you the music in this particular car is going to be amazing. So again, they've packaged it to create a lot of space, and actually have space to put, your tow bar and actually your winch and many other things that you might need while in the car. Of course, you do have a tonneau cover that comes as standard as well. This tonneau cover prevents prying eyes from people looking into your boot, and just make sure that your cargo is secure anytime you're in X70. But it is time for me to wrap up this cabin review and actually head out and see what the performance of the X70 is all about. When you open up the bonnet, it reveals a neatly packed engine bay, and of course you can see the power plant right there is a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder engine that produces, guess what, 130 kilowatts, 225 newton meters of torque, and that power is sent to the front wheels courtesy of a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which you're going to find out later. But the most important thing is the fuel consumption. Can you take a guess? 16.9 kilometers to the liter. And of course, having a 60-liter tank, that means you have a range of about 1100 kilometers on one full tank. Imagine this car, Nairobi, Mombasa, and back in one tank. Do you think that's possible? Let's find out. So guys, that's it. From the walk-around perspective, from the cabin, you can tell the Proton has got style. It's got je ne sais quoi. Ow!
Je ne sais quoi. It refers to a pleasing quality that cannot be exactly described or adequately expressed. Je ne sais quoi.
And the reason why I'm being hit at the back is because I keep on mentioning that word. So it's time for us to step in and find out whether this particular Proton X70 has that je ne sais quoi. Ow. Today we are sampling the Proton X70, and I can tell you I've been impressed with the level of engineering and the design of this particular vehicle. But now it's time to talk the nitty-gritties. What's this car made of? So basically, As I told you, Proton is a Malaysian brand, and of course, the parent company DBH is owned by Geely, and Geely is a big Chinese multinational company that owns Volvo. So a lot of the parts are being, they're being used between the different brands to ensure that every car that this particular family has is safe and of course has plenty of technology. So we are lucky to be in the Proton X70, which actually shares the same SMA platform that you probably find with the Volvo XC40, XC60 family, and of course many other products that are coming in the pipeline, Link and Co if you follow electric cars. So that is just but what gives this car that je ne sais quoi we keep on talking about. Now let's talk about performance. So basically this particular vehicle has a 1.5 liter turbo petrol engine that produces 130 kilowatts or 170 horsepower and 225 newton meters of torque. Now, the power is sent to the front wheels courtesy of a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. When I decide to select Sport and floor it, it's pretty brisk. I love it, and it's got a raspy feel. That's a characteristic of actually driving a 3-cylinder engine. So plenty of power because it's turbocharged. It's got variable geometry turbo, and of course 225 newton meters on tap. That allows this car to accelerate from 0 to 100 in sub 8 seconds before topping out at about 220 kilometers an hour. Now, dual clutch transmission, 7-speed, allows you to explore the full potential of the engine, and of course it turns you a fuel economy figure of 16.9 kilometers to the liter. Now let's do some bit of math. Now this particular vehicle has 60 liters. Now if you do 16.9 times 60, that will give you a range of about 1099 kilometers. Imagine almost 1100 kilometers on one single charge. That is the average fuel consumption. So basically you're going to Mombasa and back on one single charge. That's the benefit of having a light, smaller 1.5 liter engine, and of course having the benefits of that engine and power both in the same mix. That is something that I do love, and that's something that Geely have actually tried to get from the likes of Volvo, who is a sister company of this particular brand. Now let's talk about the chassis, because chassis is everything. Now in terms of chassis, this particular chassis, like I mentioned earlier, it's based on the CMA platform that you probably find on the Volvo XC40, so it's pretty stiff. And of course, obviously up front you do have McPherson struts. At the back you do have multi-link rear suspension that helps this car be planted on any given surface. And of course, when it comes to road handling, Proton have tuned this particular vehicle to give you the best of both worlds. So it's tuned for the highway tarmac. If you're going through, meandering valleys and steep curves, then this vehicle will be able to hold its own quite easily. And of course, when you go off-road, because this is an SUV, then the long stroke tuned suspension offers maximum comfort and ensures all wheels grip the road at any given surface, and that is something that they have done. So obviously the steering as well, very direct. You can tell where the nose is pointing at any given time, and of course there's general feel. It beefs up at high speed so that you're able to have good control, and lightens up when you want to park. So ladies, if you're looking for an SUV that's easy to park, then this right here is the SUV for you. So we've just stepped off the tarmac. Now it's time for us to go off the beaten track and find out whether this particular Proton is able to do a little bit of bundu bashing. Remember, this is a soft roader, and these soft roaders are able to go into different places. So imagine you have gone to Shags, or you've gone to your shamba in Kisaju or Isinya, and you want to find out whether somebody has, was trying to get into your property. Now this particular vehicle also will give you the ability to do a little bit of off-roading, because this particular vehicle comes in two variations. So this particular one is the executive model, but comes with front wheel drive. Now this front wheel drive allows this particular vehicle to navigate quite easily, because it also uses traction control to ensure that this particular vehicle is able to navigate even the rough stuff. So you're able to go around, do quite a number of things when it comes to doing a little bit of off-roading, and of course you're able to do basic maram driving. So good ground clearance as well. You do have 188 millimeters of ground clearance courtesy of the suspension and the 19-inch alloys that comes as standard in this particular variant. And of course the steering is very soft when you're driving through mud or rut surfaces. Then again, you're able to navigate quite easily without any stress. Again, front McPherson struts, rear multi-link suspension, tuned to ensure that passengers do have maximum comfort. And I'm driving in an equally rough surface, but you can tell the suspension soaks up all the imperfections quite easily, and that allows this particular car to be very comfortable during long drives. Again, traction controls works as standard as well, so that you're able to maintain grip. Even the tires as well. The choice of using Continental tires means that Proton thought about it to ensure that everybody has a piece of the pie, able to drive both on tarmac and off-road, and that is something that many manufacturers don't think about. So the question still remains, how good is this particular vehicle when it comes to value for money? Is it better than the Hyundai Tucson or the Renault Koleos or even the Nissan X-Trail? When I find out as I do value for money proposition as to why perhaps the Proton X70 is a vehicle for you. So guys, that's the review of the Proton X70. I have nothing but good words for this particular product. Why? It looks good. 2, of course, it's practical. It's got plenty of space. You can carry a lot of things. Number 3, performance and efficiency to boot. Number 4, it is safe for you and your family. Number 5, technology pack, amazing value courtesy of Proton X70. And I know you're wondering, how much does this product cost on the road? Now, this is a pre-production model, so we don't have the prices yet. But if you want more details, please head on to proton.co.ke, get yourself a quote, and probably you'll be told how much goes on the road. But in my estimation, my CBBT estimation, it's going to be roughly about the Kenya shillings 4 million mark. So it's not too bad. It plays right in between where everybody is. Now, this Proton X70 comes with a 5-year, 150,000 kilometer warranty, whichever comes first. You can rely on Simba Corp's extensive network across the country. So if you're in Mombasa, Kisumu, Eldoret, Nyeri, or wherever you see a Proton logo or a Simba Corp logo, just take it there to be able to maintain your X70. Now, finally, we know that this particular product exists in a space where there's competition. So who are the key rivals? I mentioned earlier the Toyota RAV4, the Nissan X-Trail, and of course you have the Hyundai Tucson and the Honda CR-V being the main players in this particular category. So do you reckon that the X70 is a better buy as compared to the rivals? Send us your thoughts as seen on the social media notes below. We'll get back to you with the feedback. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Kazi Big Boy Trev. It's been an honor and pleasure. Before I leave, how do you catch Kazi Big Boy Trev after the show? Now, immediately after this particular show, we go live on YouTube at 7 p.m. You're able to catch this particular episode on YouTube and you're able to write all your comments and extend the conversation about the X70. Do you reckon that this particular vehicle is as good as the rival? So go on, click on YouTube. You can also find us on all social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, Instagram. CBBT_TV, probably get all the information. We have over 90 episodes ready and counting just to give you enough information about the motoring industry in Kenya. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you so much. Until next week, drive safe and be safe.